Hello friends, how are you? So I hope you all are doing great. So let's continue with our discussion on CA Ipcc old course paper number 3, costing and financial management. So we have done till question number 4. Fifth is a theory question, right? So we are moving on to question number 6, and before that, important update for all of you जिन्होंने अभी अटेम्प्ट देना है, दोज हु आर अपियरिंग फॉर इन जनवरी, मई, नवंबर 21, मई 21, नवंबर 21, मई 22, नवंबर 22, बहुत आगे चला गया सर, ठीक है कोई बात नहीं। तो आप लोगों के लिए मोबाइल ऐप भी अब आ चुकी है सर, जिस पर बहुत सारे कोर्सेज हैं, बहुत सारे मतलब फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्स है हमारा, इंग्लिश में भी है, इट इज़ अवेलेबल इन इंग्लिश ऑल्सो एंड हिंदी ऑल्सो, एंड कॉस्टिंग एंड फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट स्टडी मटीरियल डिस्कशन सीरीज है, और हमारी कॉस्टिंग एंड एफएम की ई बुक्स अवेलेबल हैं, क्वेश्चन बुक्स ओनली, राइट, नॉट द कॉन्सेप्ट बुक्स। ओके सर, सो यू कैन डाउनलोड द ऐप एंड गेट इट फ्रॉम देयर। बाकी वेबसाइट पर हार्ड कॉपी बुक्स ऑलवेज अवेलेबल हैं सर, कॉस्टिंग, फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट एंड इकोनॉमिक्स फॉर फाइनेंस। ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट। क्वेश्चन नंबर 6, ए पार्ट। सर कौन से चैप्टर से ये है क्वेश्चन? ये है हमारा स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्टिंग से क्वेश्चन। और सर इस बार मजे की बात देखो, मजे की बात ये कि सीए इंटर न्यू कोर्स में भी और ओल्ड कोर्स में भी, दोनों में फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड वेरिएंस के ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछा गया, राइट। सो इन द न्यू कोर्स ऑल्सो एंड इन द ओल्ड कोर्स, in both the courses the question is asked from the fixed overhead variance, because institute knows that students fear this variance the most. इंस्टीट्यूट को सर सब पता होता है, उनको पता है कि बच्चे को कहाँ पे डर लग रहा है, वहीं पे फंसाएंगे हम लोग। चलो डर निकालते हैं, स्टार्ट करते हैं। The following data has been collected from the cost records of NE Limited for computing the variances for the period. Particulars budgeted and actual, output hours, fixed overhead and working days they are given. You are required to calculate fixed overhead cost variance, fixed overhead expenditure variance, fixed overhead volume variance, efficiency variance, capacity variance and calendar variance. Right? Easy sir, very easy sir, very easy. Sir, how it is very easy? How can you say it is very easy, sir? Sir, try to understand what we are going to do is we are going to follow our same strategy, that is we are going to prepare the table. Okay, sir, let's go for it. Standard hours for actual output, right? Then standard rate, standard cost, actual hours, actual rate, actual cost. Then in case of fixed overhead variance we take budgeted hours, budgeted rate and budgeted cost, right? अब मैंने क्या बताया आप लोगों को, मैंने कहा है कि सर फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड वेरिएंस के केस में आप लोग क्या करो सर, हमेशा बजटेड से स्टार्ट करो, क्योंकि 99% केसेस में आपको ये जो बजटेड वाली इंफॉर्मेशन है ना सर, ये वाली इंफॉर्मेशन जो है ये गिवन होगी। कैसे? क्वेश्चन को ध्यान से पढ़ो, बजटेड इंफॉर्मेशन गिवन है, बिल्कुल गिवन है सर। क्या आपको बजटेड आवर्स गिवन है? गिवन है सर। क्या आपको बजटेड कॉस्ट गिवन है? फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड 65,000 के गिवन है सर, राइट। तो अगर ये दो चीजें गिवन है तो क्यों ना हम लोग सर इसी के साथ स्टार्ट करें। व्हाट इज बजटेड आवर्स 25,000 एंड व्हाट इज बजटेड कॉस्ट इज 65,000। व्हाट इज द बजटेड रेट? दैट इज 2.6। नाउ दिस budgeted rate I can write it here in the standard rate also 2.6. Any doubts? Any doubts in this? Right, I can write it here. Now what I need is now standard hours for actual output, standard cost, actual hours, actual cost. Let's see what information you have. You have the actual hours and you have the actual cost also. So I can write it down here. Actual hours is 28,000 and actual cost is 54,000, right? So rate will be somewhere 1.93, right? Rounded off to 2 points. Now we are left with the two things, that is standard hours for actual output and the standard cost. Now how to calculate standard hours for actual output? Now this 25,000 budgeted hours is for the budgeted output of 50,000 units, right? So I can write for 50,000 units how many hours? 25,000 standard hours, right? For the actual 54,000 units, how many standard hours, that is 25,000 divided by 50,000 multiplied by 54,000, right? So this comes to 27,000 hours. We'll cross verify it once. 25,000 divided by 50,000 multiplied by 54,000. Yes sir, 27,000, right? So I can write it as 27,000. How I have calculated it? 25,000 divided by 50,000 multiplied by 54,000. Clear? Any doubts? Now what is left? Standard cost. This comes to 70,200. Any doubts in this? Now our table is complete. And once the table is complete, what we have to do is just put the values. Let's see. Okay sir, let's start. So let's start with all the variances that are asked. The first one is fixed overhead cost variance. What is the formula for fixed overhead cost variance? It is standard cost for actual output minus actual cost. What is standard cost for actual output? 70,200. What is actual cost? Is 54,000. So this comes to 16,200 favorable, right? Moving on to the next one is fixed overhead expenditure variance, right? Fixed overhead expenditure. We are done with the cost. Second is expenditure variance. This is budgeted cost minus actual cost. What is the budgeted cost? 65,000. What is the actual cost? 54,000. So this comes to 11,000 favorable. Third one is fixed overhead volume variance. What is the formula for fixed overhead volume variance? It is standard hours for actual output minus budgeted hours multiplied by standard rate. So it is 27,000 minus 25,000 multiplied by 2.6. This comes to 5,200 favorable. So you can cross tally also. What is cost variance is equal to expenditure variance plus volume variance, right? So cost variance 16,200 is equal to 11,000 plus 5,200. It comes to 16,200, right? So that means your answer is correct. Right? So it is always advisable in case of standard costing question, it is always advisable that you should cross verify your answer like this, that fixed overhead cost variance is equal to fixed overhead expenditure variance plus volume variance. Now, आगे क्या पूछा गया हमसे? Expenditure is done, volume is done, then we have to calculate efficiency variance. Let's see. Very easy, sir. Fixed overhead efficiency variance. Fixed overhead efficiency variance is standard hours for actual output minus actual hours multiplied by standard rate. So this is 27,000 minus 28,000 multiplied by standard rate, that is 2.6. So this comes to 2,600 adverse, right? This is your efficiency variance. Next one is, which is the next one? Capacity variance, right? Moving on. Fixed overhead capacity variance. Fixed overhead capacity variance. That is actual hours minus budgeted hours multiplied by standard rate. 28,000, right? Minus 25,000 multiplied by 2.6. So this comes to 7,800 favorable. Now, again, we are going to cross tally it. How? Volume variance is equal to efficiency variance plus capacity variance, right? So we have the volume variance of 5,200 favorable right, is equal to minus 2600 plus 7800. That turns out to be 5200 favorable. Okay, 2600 adverse, 7800 favorable. Net effect is 5200 favorable. So this is again to cross tally it. Okay, now the last one, fixed overhead, calendar variance. Sixth one, fixed overhead, calendar variance. It is actual days minus budgeted days multiplied by standard rate. What are the actual days? 26 minus 25 multiplied by 2.6. So this comes to 2.6 favorable, right? This is your calendar variance. हमने बजट था 25 दिन काम करने का, काम किया 26 दिन, तो फायदा ही ना सर, फेवरेबल तभी तो, इट इज बेनिफिट. So is there anything difficult in this question? I don't think so. Is there anything? No, sir. It is just the application of the concepts. That's why I always say in my lectures that concepts are the most important thing. If you know the concepts, you can solve any question, and that is where the institute tests you. They want to know your conceptual knowledge, not your practical knowledge. They want to know your conceptual knowledge, that how sound you are in the concepts, right? And that is where most of us fail. So it is very important to always question yourself, why this, right? And if you have found the answer for the why this, I think that's where your concepts get cleared, right? वहां पर आप लोगों की जीत है. अगर आप लोगों को why this का आंसर मिल जाए ना, कि ऐसा है तो ऐसा क्यों, right? So this is the question on standard costing. Very easy question. Fixed overhead variance के ऊपर बहुत ही आसान सा हमारे पास एक क्वेश्चन था, और ये ऐसे का क्वेश्चन हम लोगों ने शायद अपने एसएम में भी है, शायद बिल्कुल है सर. स्टैंडर्ड जो हमारा स्टडी मटेरियल आईसीआई का, वहाँ पर उस सीरीज़ में भी हम लोगों ने डिस्कस कर रखा था. ठीक है जी. अब नेक्स्ट लेक्चर हमारा जो रहेगा, दैट विल बी ऑन द लास्ट क्वेश्चन 6B पार्ट, दैट इज ऑन वर्किंग कैपिटल मैनेजमेंट. उसके बाद 7th क्वेश्चन जो है, दैट इज योर थ्योरी पार्ट, दैट यू कैन डू इट ऑन योर ओन. In the next lecture, I'll be discussing this P part, that is on working capital management, and this is going to be our last question, right? So see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much.